Welcome back to this channel. If you are new here, please consider to subscribe and join me in my journey of living intentionally. Today, I'd like to talk about the power of now. You know, we have so many excuses, like I'll call them later, or I'll start my blog next week. Some people say, I'll muster the courage and travel solo next year. Or others would say, I'll start my business when I have enough courage to do so. We all have excuses not to do something now, like right now. We postpone things due to many reasons, as many as there are procrastinators in the world. This was one major mistake I made as a time waster. There were many reasons I used just so I could postpone doing so many important to-dos. So in this vlog, I will explore these reasons and ways to overcome each one so that if you are using these excuses too, then you can train yourself as well to avoid delaying or rescheduling important tasks. I am recovering from more than a decade of aimless living, years of almost no personal growth because I settled for being a stay-at-home mom even when I could have done something like build a career and establish a business on the side. Well, I did try and start so many businesses, but I would always quit and I did not have resilience and tenacity to stay in the game long enough to succeed. But this is for another vlog. If you want to know more about the bigger picture of my struggle to establish a meaningful and productive life for myself, you can go to my older videos. So hopefully, I will see you there in one of my videos as well. Anyway, back to our topic. Why do we procrastinate? Why did I waste so much time and allow so many opportunities to pass me by? Why do we all do this even if we are already aware of its consequences? You see, procrastination is simply putting off doing something that should be done earlier or in the moment to our own disadvantage. I realize that procrastination is a form of self-harm and self-sabotage. It is common to see people left with broken pieces of their dreams because they were too late or they were running out of time to finish something as a result of procrastinating. I believe that postponing doing something beneficial is not only caused by laziness, though this is the most common reason. I used to procrastinate a lot. I am sharing here the excuses I used to justify my wrongdoing. I regret every single time I procrastinated. Of course, I can only draw from my own experiences, but I am sure that I am not the only one guilty of this. It is so common that we don't get bothered anymore until the negative consequences hit us square between the eyes. The number one cause of procrastinating is actually laziness. There is something about being lazy. It's like a false security, like a stronghold where I used to retreat to whenever I had to do something important to my overall success in life. Laziness is condemned by the Bible, and here I was, a professing Christian, being lazy. I postponed starting my vlog because it was difficult. I postponed going back to school until I felt there was no time anymore because I was too old. Though this particular matter also involved lack of self-belief. I used to put off doing so many things, stuff that are of significance to my future, again and again, because I was lazy. I couldn't be bothered. I couldn't be asked. I pretended that I was busy with something else, but the truth was, I just didn't want to do the big stuff required to change the direction of my life. And for most of the time, I had no other explanation for my procrastination except that I was lazy. Another reason is lack of motivation. I normally act on whims and moods, which is a symptom pointing to a lack of purpose and absence of any sense of direction in my life. I was not motivated to do anything to improve myself. So many times, an opportunity to be employed or to make money in business just went to waste because I didn't act fast enough. I did not have the energy or enthusiasm to pursue something worth pursuing, like a job prospect, even a business lead. I just didn't have the fire in my belly. Another reason is fear. This is a more sinister reason behind procrastination because it is masked. Fear is often not detected because we can give it so many names like I'm not interested, it's not for me, or something else. We fear rejection, we fear failure, we fear being proven wrong. The list goes on why we delay our actions, but fear is a big one. I was so full of fear, not only of failure and rejection, but more so the unknown. I just lacked confidence that I had the mettle to overcome unforeseen challenges. Fear played a big part in my wasted years. Another major reason for procrastination is there's no concrete plan or agenda in life. Procrastination is the most natural result of having no plan or agenda at all, and is likely tied to lack of motivation. I can so speak on this one because I have had no plan to follow, so there was no deadlines in my head until I got to my 50th birthday when I suddenly realized that there is supposed to be an agenda or a time frame, a deadline if you like. I attribute absence of plan or agenda to ignorance or lack of coaching, mentoring, or guidance to why I was always delaying acting on something. I can also say that I was not sure what plans to come up with because I felt detached from any purpose, except to just perform my role as wife and mom and as a churchgoer. It was a shallow life having no concrete plans. Not that I did not have any reason to have goals. I had a strong why to help my family back home and to be someone else that my family can be proud of. But there was no burning desire to put this on the agenda of my life. The next reason why we don't do things like right now is preoccupation with less important yet more momentarily exciting matters. When one is preoccupied or distracted, it is so easy to justify putting off to next time anything important that we need to do. In my mind, it was always about this or that being more urgent. So my attention and energies went to doing what needed to be done then, at that very time, instead of making a plan and schedule in order to make time for everything, especially the bigger and more impactful tasks. We do not have to lose sight of the grander things while we are busy with the little and current things. One more reason for procrastination is that the lack of accountability to anyone. No one held me accountable. I was not being questioned by anyone, not even my husband. I did not have outside pressure to do better. I had no mentor or coach because at that time, of course, I couldn't afford it. I think this is where a life partner who aims to motivate you to get better comes in really helpful. I wish I had that kind of support, but I doubt it if I would have cooperated, given that I was stubborn and blinded then. I would have taken it negatively, or it might have pushed me to go back to my country where I could easily just make a career for myself. I did not have a problem competing in the job marketplace over there. As it turned out, no one really held me accountable, and because of that, I wasted so many years accomplishing nothing. I believe God allowed this to happen because this was the only way for me to realize that I am stubborn. I guess if someone really close to me came and spoke to me in a nice way, that they really needed me to step up and start making money to help them, I might have done something. But no one did. I felt like no one needed me to do anything anyway, and I was content with that. It was so messy, just thinking about it in my head right now. Pathetic. But there was light at the end of the tunnel for me. Months before my 50th birthday, I realized I was growing old in one of the most expensive countries in the world, and I did not have pension. This spurred me to take action and started my digital business, which I still keep growing until today. I did not quit, I started it, and I'm determined to see this through until the end because I want to leave a legacy for my children. I am now a digital business coach, and I help people all over the world to start their own digital business. The one thing that I can share that helped me overcome procrastination is being deliberate in listing everything I need to do and just do them one by one. It's not always straightforward, the way I go through my lists. I still forget stuff, but at least there is a process that I follow to overcome this dream killer called procrastination. I have an overall vision board, and out of that, I get my general direction as to my specific actions. And then, the list of tasks that I have to tick off one item after another. But the clincher is, just simply do whatever it is that needs to be done right now. How about you? Do you procrastinate too? Whatever your reasons are for procrastinating, it is important to be clear about the consequences and repercussions on your future plans and your chances for success. It is helpful to consider the effects of your actions now on your life, say 3 or 5 years from now. If you are hesitating to start that business, maybe 3 years down the road you will wish you started today. How about the opportunities that might have come to you tomorrow to connect with influential people? But then that business is not yet there. How can you leverage that connection? You never know all the chances you lose just because you did not do something very important at that time that you needed to. I hope this gave you something to think about, and I wish you all the best in overcoming your fears and all the other obstacles to your success. All the best. Until next time.